Hello there, friends. Welcome to Start Early Today, your daily dose of mindfulness and positivity. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well wherever you may be. How are you holding up? Know that it's all well. It all works out. Take a deep breath, take a step back, and look at the bigger picture. Everything that happened should happen because it did. Everything's great. It's just a game of reframing. Maybe you're looking at it in a distorted way. Give your windshield a wipe, a good wipe, and a good cleaning. Maybe you need to cry it out or sweat it out. Maybe you need the water of your tears to wash your eyes so you can see clearly. But you can skip all of these emotional turmoil just by sitting still and allowing things to run through your body. Feeling all the feelings. You feel it in your skin and in your cells and in your bones. And those are just energies that are needed to be expressed. And what are they? What are those feelings and emotions? Maybe you feel anxious or scared, and it can be transposed or transfused into excitement. Okay? Because the body's defense mechanism, it tenses up, it rouses up in preparation for something worthwhile. Maybe you're destined for something bigger than what you are right now. And your body's just trembling and shaking. And there are two paths. Are you gonna go for it? Are you gonna jump in? Or are you gonna hesitate and numb yourself with intoxicants such as internet or candy? Okay? So in clarity, I highly suggest you do the former, which is go for it. Go for it and see where it takes you. Go for your curiosity and see where it takes you. Are you a creative? Write something or draw something, sing something. Okay? Whatever is laying deep inside of you, you need to listen to it. Because if not, it's gonna drive your body nuts. It's gonna get you out of whack. And you're just not gonna live the fullest potential of how a vibrant, vigorous human being should be. Sorry for using the word should. I know should and shouldn'ts are so preachy, but we must know that there's a bigger part of us that is sleeping inside of us. Your kundalini, that snake in your belly, your sleeping soul. What does it look like for you? What does your ideal self look like in the aspects of relationships, career, work, living situation? How would you spend your moment hour after hour? How are you meeting life head on day to day to become the full expression of the truest you that you can be? Now I suggest you do this one thing. You just do this one thing. Ask yourself what you can do right now, even though it's not a marathon. Maybe it's just putting on your shoes. Maybe it's not hiking up a huge mountain. Maybe it's just walking around the block. So do what's doable today. Do what's doable now, because time is ticking. If you look at the clock, it just goes. And although we know we are eternal immortal and infinite. Your human experience is not, okay? But your spirit goes on forever. And nobody really dies, it's just energy. But let's make the most out of this human life by becoming the best versions of a persona that we can be, of a person that you are. Why don't you tidy it up? Maybe create some muscles, form some muscles, maybe acquire some skills. Skill acquisitions is just like muscle forming. Maybe you can straighten up your spine and go for that dream. What does it look like for you, my friend? So practice imagining in your mind's eye, cultivate that courage to even think of trying. Try imagining trying. Imagine trying to do the hard thing that will lead you to your highest, truest reality of your potential. So if you just think it, your neural pathways will connect. It will create new paths, your neurons, the brain. It will be stirred up like a pot of soup, and flavors shall emerge. Because there are ingredients there inside of you that you need to shake up, that you need to mince. Did you know that the chemical valuable to the human body called allicin from garlic is only activated moments after slicing? The same goes with your mind. It works like a parachute. It works when it's open. So open it up. Open it up to new ways of being, new ways of doing things. Technologies out there. Use the tools. Use the tool of video, audio, words. And you are capable. You are creative. So what is this one thing that you can do right now? It doesn't need to be big. It doesn't need to be complex. What can you handle? What can you commit to? In your capability right now, what can you commit to? With the surrounding opportunities, with a lot that you're given, where you're standing, what can you do right now? There is something, there's always something, and you're free to do it. You're free to try. You're free to ask. There are too many free downloadable PDFs, and there are too many free podcasts to listen to for you to make that first step. Make that first step. Book a call with me. StartEarlyToday.com. Let's make it happen, Captain. Number 2, nothing is linear. Our minds, they always like to compute. We always want to know what's the gain of each and every input and each and every effort. You ask, what am I going to get out of this? Life is not like that. It's non-linear. It's the long game, my friend. So pick a thing that you'll do forever. And feel free to change the way you do it, but the feeling remains the same. And what is this feeling that we're looking for? The connectedness, the alignment. Do you feel aligned as you do the thing? Do the thing for 100 repetitions, and then you'll get bored, and then you'll look for another ways to be in touch with this authenticity. But with that, you have contained and mastered a skill that is now a part of your arsenal, part of your toolkit. Okay? Know that goalposts change. Know that you change every day. You're not the same person that you were yesterday. So not everything can be computed nor predicted. My favorite saying goes, I do not mind what happens next, but there's one thing I can control. It is the effort that I put in right this moment in this activity, in this offering. This activity is not a burden because you chose to do it. You chose to be in this life. Can I just remind you of that? You're a soul who decided to jump in here to have a human experience, and it's the most interesting thing in the world because you forget everything and you become a baby and you undergo restriction and learn to process trauma, straighten out vritties and abuse. And you go over that, you surpass that, you learn, and then you recreate your persona, and then you become the hero. You face the dragon and you face Goliath and you hit it in the head with your arrow, with your deliberate aim, with your conscious aiming. So aim at a goal. Aim for your North Star. What does it look like for you, my friend? So instead of focusing on the results of your action, focus on your feeling if you feel right in every action that you undergo each day. You can track your vibration hour per hour. How do I feel right now? How did I feel from 8 to 9 and 9 to 10? How did I feel about this phone call? How did I feel as I was scooping up the cat poop? How did I feel as I was walking around the block? How did I feel as I was tidying up the room? How did I feel as I was doing Ashtanga yoga? How did I feel encountering this unexpected thing? And know that there are only 3 businesses. Shout out Byron Katie. There are only 3 businesses in life. Your business, other people's business, and God's business. And the 4th business can be your e-com business, selling tea. But that's none of my business. All joking aside, going back to the 3 businesses, mind your own beeswax. And your only beeswax is how you feel about yourself and how you feel about the circumstance and how you feel about what's happening in your world inside and out right this moment. And you have full control of that. Next is step back and look at your wins. This is a very good tool that I use time and time again. Take a step back. We're always forging ahead using our reptilian minds, the reptilian part of your intellect, the one who needs to know. Going forward, I need this to happen. This should, and this, that. This should happen, and that should happen, to say correctly. But take a step back. A moment of centeredness. Have a mindful practice to just stop. Take a moment and stop. If you're an highly energetic person like myself, you can stop by moving your body. We're talking about stopping the chatter of the mind and entangling and analyzing and thinking. Stop thinking. We have gone addicted to thinking. Have a thinking detox. Let it go for a moment. Overthinking Anonymous. Join that group. When you're not thinking, you're in peace. When you're not thinking, you're just happy. When you're not thinking, you were when you were a baby and when you were a star. That you are in agreement and in coherence and in flow of how things are and how things should be, which is all correct. Thinking makes it so. Nothing is ever wrong or good, right? You can even go to that mindset, go to neutral, because sometimes we get attached to the good, we get attached to that joy, we get addicted and we prefer that. And when we prefer things, we trip because we avoid the other one. We avoid the opposite. And this is tricking ourselves with delusions of distorted realities, because it's both at the same time, my friend. It's the duality of life. Ever since your 3D life started, it began turning yes and no. It turned light and dark, night and day, and in breath and out breath, and yes this and no that. Inhale and exhales. The duality, and in between those, you just try to manage yourself as a John. And it's all good, my friend. Celebrate your wins. And when you celebrate your wins, more of that happens, because your body and your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and make belief. And this is the true power of man. You can make belief of anything. That's how you create your life. That is how the unseen becomes seen. That's how you came to be here on earth. So watch your thinking, believing, and feeling and doing. It makes up your days here, which is an experience, a human experience. It's a retreat that is such a treat. The human experience is a retreat by the beach, my friend. Okay? We're not here to suffer. Most of the suffering is in your head. Most of the suffering is in your head, my friend. That's the second arrow we get addicted to sticking and poking ourselves with. The Buddhists call it the second arrow. There's reality, and they take the painful part of reality, put it in an arrow, and they poke themselves with it. That's the human predicament. But you can get out of that. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Buy this feature of life wherein you can turn things around in your head and create a world of peace and harmony. But first you need to make peace with yourself. All the contradictions and criticisms and judgments in your head, give it a good filter. Face it. Ask, why are you thinking that way? And then blow it out into the wilderness. Return it, because it does not serve you no more. Blow it out. Give it away. So that's the value of stepping back and looking at your wins. Look at your win. More shall come. You'll gain more confidence. You'll commit to harder things. And then it's the 4 C's. Commitment, courage, capability, confidence. It's a cycle. So what are you committed to right now? That's how you evolve. And if we're not growing, we're suffering, if you ask me. That's my opinion. If we are not growing from what we are to what we can be, we are disgracing the honor of life because you've been given a life to be stretched to its utmost elasticity, to your utmost capability. Reach your uppermost. What's possible for you? If you can imagine it, you can bring it here, materialize it. Just for fun, just for kicks. Nothing too serious. Everything can be done. Everything can be changed. Everything is malleable. Your world is malleable. Frame things to be encouraging. Once again, these are all just a game of reframing. We're learning how to see things differently. Learn things in a new way. Maybe there are things that you have taken for granted. Go back to that. Maybe you're the type of person who wins. When was that? How did that feel? Maybe you can apply it to your predicament right now. What's blocking you from attaining your full potential? Maybe go around that block, jump over the block, and maybe buy a drill. These are just blocks. And it is a puzzle. It is a game. There are drills out there. They come in the form of learning and skills and help from others. Help others. They are the agents of your success and your wealth. Position yourself wherein you are of high value and use. Use your skills. Use your talents. This is just me talking to myself. And thank you for listening. Don't wait for things to be easy before committing. It won't ever be. There's no perfect time. There will be no alignment of stars. There's nobody's gonna knock on your door and give you a contract. Seek it out. Seek it out when it's hard, because it's an opportunity for you to sculpt your Michelangelo, which is you. Sculpt the David, sculpted by Michelangelo. Rather. So, the David, meaning the perfection in you. What's perfect in you? We're all just marbles, but deep within us is a David, and the Michelangelo is the urge to make real of what can be. And it's never easy. When you sculpt, you grow, you flex. There's a little tension here. But when you give it a try, you get to see things differently. You get to learn, this is how it works. Okay. And most of it is just the realization of the truth of the principles of life. The golden rule, the law of vibration, the law of reciprocal exchange, the law of value, the law of use, the law of growth, the law of inverse transformation, the law of love. Try on some new thoughts, like trying on a hat. Trying on new clothes, trying on new sunglasses. They're just like thoughts. Stop blaming circumstances. It's futile. You try to blame circumstances. They're there to be used to your advantage. They're there to be manipulated and molded by your creative mind. Circumstances are there to flourish what is there even more, even further. Push its life more. Become a life-affirming conduit of good. A positive force, my friend. How? I don't know. You know. You know. You know it. And in the same manner, I ask myself, these are the questions that I fill my mind and time with. And then, bam, answers come. And then, bam, I deploy and I see the reaction of the market, of the action. And then you let go of the futile ones, of the useless ones, and keep the ones that are serving you. Serving not the small self, but serving the higher good. Feel most alive in your wins and feel most alive in your losses. Ooh, to be truly human, touch the roots of hell and touch the heavenly gates. Through the branches, it's all the same thing, my friend. You are the tree. You are the one. You contain both. You are an angel and a monster. And you manage in between that. And you try to be as close to God as possible. As graciously as possible. Okay, so what are we driving at here? We're saying that don't be too hard on yourself if you failed or made a mistake. It's only a mistake if you keep on doing it. And who's to judge? If that's your choice, good job. I mean, I approve of you. I approve of you even if you keep on doing the same mistakes, because that's your journey. And nobody can take you out of the rut but yourself. And first, know that you're in a rut. I was in a rut with alcohol and drinking before 2015. But it is up to me to get myself out of that mud. Because if we're not aware, we're just concerned of the small joys it provides. When we say small joys, it's not real. When we say not real, it's not godly. What is godly? What is spiritual? What is good? If it's high integrity and if it's nourishing to others, I think, and if it helps you, and if in the long run it serves, if it makes the world better, okay? To put it in simple terms, if it makes the world a better place, and if it is bigger than your sensual pleasures, we can say it's godly. We can say it's of a high accord, a worthwhile pursuit, a worthwhile grind. And if you're under the influence of that, if you're under the influence of God, you can lift up a car. Like the mother with the baby stuck under a car. The mom lifts up a car like Superman. Because you are tapped into a higher force, a higher energy. Artists do that. They tune into the higher force, the muse. You summon it. And that muse is you, because when it embodies you, it becomes you. You're a medium of it. You're a medium of it, and you get yourself out of your way, which is a total blockage of your possibilities. And so be it. Be used by Spirit. Feel most alive. Okay? Feel most alive. Embody it. Never avoid a bad feeling or a good feeling. Embody it. Smile about it. Cry about it. Breathe it in. And know that everything passes. It's all impermanent, my friend. It's all impermanent. You'll be uncomfortable no matter what. Might as well go for your dreams. You'll be uncomfortable when you procrastinate, When you procrastinate, you see, you'll be eaten up by thoughts of what could have been, and this should have been that, and I could have lived this life. And also, you'll be uncomfortable as you go and strive for your dreams. So they're both uncomfortable, might as well go for the dream, right? That's just my opinion. What's your opinion? What are you gonna do about it? Have your own back and build self-trust. This is when you look back and affirm to yourself you're the type of person who's able to endure, that is able to overcome tragedies and learn and shift through the changing times. And with that, trust builds, and you only need to trust yourself. When you trust yourself, you trust the bigger part of everything. You trust the Tao, and with it comes faith. Shout out Alicia Moyamba. So it's faith. Have your own back. Don't put your safety in the hands of others or an organization or a system that is, what I'm trying to say is follow the untrodden path. Create your own path, the one that is most true to you, the one that is true to you, the one that feels authentic. And try to get to know yourself. Maybe you're sick and tired of playing the same old tune, the same old game, the same old replay of the same trauma and complaining. Eject that tape and put in a new one. Put in a blank tape and play it and just listen to silence. Build trust within yourself that you contain everything that you need to succeed. That everything is within you right here, right now. You're in the perfect place to fight the battle for joy. Trust that you can undergo hard stuff, and you're the one who seeks out hard things because they know that they're strong, and that is the command of the integrity that is laying deep within you. It's in your spine. The correctness of how the cosmic universal force pours from the crown of your head to your tail, works out your every muscle. Each and every thought and action is directed for the good. You will then have become a high integrity individual. And you can manage your life and navigate this maze called life. And be the one who can always figure things out. In this day and age, come on, the answer's on the internet. All we gotta do is use it. All we gotta do is apply the knowledge. Knowledge is not anything until it's applied. It is not power, it's just stories. Okay, so to make power of knowledge, you need to apply it. Know what you should do and do it. Know what you should be and be it. We are just warming up. This I like to say to myself, that each and every day you're just practicing for the next one. As you are engaged in the present moment, you're just practicing. This is practice. In preparation for a higher cause, for a higher calling. Because you contain multitudes. Your life does not end here, my friend. Are you attached to a rhythm? Are you attached to things being the same all the time? Are you attached to things that you know? Well, it's better to seek out the unknown consciously rather than nature slapping you in the face unexpectedly, throwing you curveballs, one ball at a time, in 30 minutes, right? Seek out the unexpected. Seek it out. Ask questions. Practice in your mind. What if I am the type of person who can make $1 million a year? Oh, what? What? What does that entail? What are the actions needed to be done by this person? Just practice that. And when you get there, it's no big deal. Because there are millions of millionaires and now you're gonna aim for billions. And as you aim there, you're gonna ask, why am I doing this? And then you'll put up animal shelters and make the world a better place. And use your power for good. Use your resources for good. Because the good is all that there is. Nothing unreal exists and nothing ever can threaten the thing that is real. Shout out Course in Miracles. Not being committed is what is taking up your vital energy. Once again, commit to truth. Commit to what you really are. It can be hard. It's hard. It's gonna be only hard in your head if you don't do it. If you don't commit to it, you're already wasting calories and energies just by thinking about it and fantasizing about it. But if you do it, paths will clear up and you're going to be led up to the next action and the next and the next and the next. It's just a rhythmic cycle, just like riding your Peloton. Right, left, up and third. Turn that knob. Okay, my friends? Who's into cardio? I really love riding the spin bike. What about you? Matched with music. Man, music is so great too. Shout out Turbo Goth. Listen to Turbo Goth music on Spotify. So be mindful of your vital energy. And watch wherein you are not being committed. Commit to a marriage and what it entails. Maybe it's gonna shed a lot of crud and beliefs of your masculinity that has been passed on to you. Try committing to a business and maybe you can embody that full entrepreneurial spirit that you have. Commit to an exercise and maybe you'll love it. Commit to a workout. Commit to a meeting. Commit to a writing session. Maybe something there will bloom that you're not expecting. Because being ready for the unexpected is one of my greatest joys. Be ready to be surprised. Be ready for a miracle. Because if you run on things that you know, if you try on putting restrictions and walls on things to go your way, the universe will have no place for you to win unexpectedly, right? Play with this a bit, my friend. How are you gonna play it? I don't know. Write it in your notebook and tell me about it. And we'll feature it and we'll riff on it and we'll dissect it, okay? Trying a little is a lot harder than trying a lot. Trying a little is a lot harder than trying a lot. It's all about starting. When you start the thing, all you need is to keep on going. Momentum, my friends. You're gonna be equipped with flow. So all the other things will be easy if you start moving towards your goal rather than thinking of doing the first step. When was the last time you gave it your all? My friend, it goes back to commitment. Give it your all. Have a plan, give it your all, and make it time-bound so you can track data. How much energy you put, how much results you got, how did you feel, and do it 100 times. And then edit it from there, mold from there, design from there. I'm here to remind you that you can design your life. You can change it for the better, and then another better will pop up. And I would like to uncover and discover with you, if you're ready, feel free to go to startearlytoday.com and book a free discovery call. That's it for today. Namaste.